From the CyberHub bunker and studio, you're tuning in to the CyberHub podcast. And now for your host and CISO, James Azar.
So here we are. It's Thursday, February 25th, 2021. Good morning. I am live. We are live here at the CyberHub Podcast Practitioner Brief on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. If this is your first time tuning in, you can comment live as you're watching us, ask questions, love to clarify everything. My name is James Azar. I am your host. If you're listening on your favorite podcast listening platform, folks, make sure to subscribe, give us a 5-star review, and most importantly, please share this podcast. Let more people know about it. Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at KnowBe4 and Wistic. You can see more about them in the show notes, so check them out and support the companies that support our program. Now, typically, I do a ceremonial coffee sip. This morning, I can't have any coffee. I'll tell you why. So a little off topic, but I'm fasting today. Not because of anything medical, it's Purim. Purim's a Jewish holiday. It's the Jewish holiday where we get to dress up in costumes. It talks about the story of the Queen Esther and how she saved the Jewish people from the evil Mon in old Persia. And so many Jews fast today from sunrise to sunset. So the fast started at 5:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and will stop at 6:59 p.m. today. So I can't drink or eat. I woke up very early, had a few espressos that have worn off by now because my body just, like you can only have so many espressos in a row and it doesn't really like the whole quantity. So anyways, no sip of coffee. You can enjoy yours. Fasting today. We'll be off tomorrow because of the holiday as well. So no tech corner tomorrow. No nothing for the Purim holiday. We'll be away. So just so you know, I won't be doing any lives tomorrow with that. So let's get right into today's practitioner brief. A lot of things to talk about today. Some stuff from yesterday that we got to rehash, and a few positive things that are going on, as well as some great research that has been done that can help us all in our security posture. So let's start with the Washington Senate is okaying a measure creating a state office of cybersecurity. The measure still has to pass the Senate and be signed by the governor, Jay Inslee. However, the measure creates the new office within the office of the Chief Information Officer for the state of Washington. I'm almost, I'm glad this is a good step somewhat. I'd almost prefer that the Office of Cybersecurity reported directly to the governor and wasn't within the IT division. This again shows kind of a little bit of the lack of maturity in this. This is essentially in response to a security breach that exposed the personal information of 1.6 million unemployed claims in the state of Washington last year. And so while I understand the need for this, there's another way to address it. We're going to move to our second story of the day. Spoke about this yesterday, the VMware vCenter server that's been affected by a critical vulnerability. Well, just one short day later, and we now know that cyber criminals are actively scanning the internet for vulnerable servers. So this is the article I took. I know they say hackers. Hackers are good people, folks. Hackers are on our side. They work with us. The people who do this are cyber criminals. They are after crime. And so that's why I say cyber criminals. The flaw, which is tracked to CVE 2021-219-72, affects the vSphere client component of the vCenter server and can be exploited by a remote unauthenticated attacker to execute arbitrary commands with elevated privileges on the operating system that hosts the vCenter server. Many of these servers are located in the US, Germany, China, France, and the UK. There's an urgent need to get these patched. If you can't get it patched, you are advised to really look at how you can secure this from a control perspective, whether it be through what's it called? I'm having a brain fart here, folks, and I apologize. Whether it be through specific security controls on the V server, or whether it be, turning off this function temporarily, if that's possible. Sometimes that's like unplugging something just is not the solution. Security controls is the best way to do it. VMware does have some workarounds available on their website for people to check out. Cybersecurity agencies warn of the Accellion vulnerability exploits. So the latest victims are the Australia Transport for New South Wales and Canada Bombardier, the airplane maker. So cybersecurity agencies of 5 countries have issued a joint advisory warning that hackers are exploiting unpatched vulnerabilities in the Accellion file transfer appliance to steal data and execute ransomware. 2 additional victims have come forward now, among others, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, ASIC, the Australia Financial Regulator, the Office of the Washington State Auditor, which we just spoke about a second ago, my alma mater, the University of Colorado, go Buffs, all have been victims of this specific vulnerability. On Wednesday, CISO issued an advisory along with its counterparts in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore, warning that cyber criminals are exploiting unpatched vulnerabilities in the Accellion FTA to attack a wide array of public and private entities. The flaw CVE 2021 27101, 27102, 27103, and 27104. The security agencies recommend updating to Accellion FTA version FTA 9_12_432 or later. Also, Accellion said that the FTA will reach end of life on April 30th of this year, and the company will no longer support it. And it's recommending customers migrate to its newer product, the KiteWorks, which it says works. It says it's more secure. We haven't audited that to validate that comment, so I'll leave it at that. Finally, Microsoft lures populate half of the credential swiping phishing emails. According to Lindsay O'Donnell over at ThreatPost, as more organizations migrate to Office 365, and I really like the way Lindsay writes, by the way, because while every other article wrote hackers, Lindsay gets the terminology. Cyber criminals are using Outlook, Teams, and other Microsoft-themed phishing lures to swipe user credentials. Almost half of the phishing attacks in 2020 aimed to swipe credentials using Microsoft-related lures from the Office 365 Enterprise Service lineup to its team collaboration platform. According to a report by Cofense, which analyzed millions of emails related to various attacks, 57% were phishing emails aimed to steal victim username and password. The remainders of the malicious emails were utilized in business email compromise attacks or for malware delivery. Of those phishing emails, 45% were Microsoft themed, according to researchers. Cyber criminals are both relying on Microsoft themed lures for their emails, as well as using ensuing phishing landing pages that either spoof or leverage legitimate Microsoft domains and or services. Malicious emails lures can vary. It could be a straightforward kind of thing, or it could be something a little bit more sophisticated. For example, in the December attack, users embedded URLs that redirected to a fake, never seen before Microsoft Office 365 phishing page. The attack started with emails impersonating businesses like eFax, and the cyber criminals tried to take advantage of that. They also tried to take advantage of collaboration tools like SharePoint, OneDrive, or Office 365 altogether. Google Forms and Adobe and other file sharing services as well, like Dropbox, Box, DocuSign, and WeTransfer, have all been used in these attacks, according to Cofense. Researchers found that almost 17% of emails identified as malicious were related to financial transactions, which tend to ignite some sort of activity by the user to click on it, meaning transfer of invoice, your receipt, your payment is due, past due, about to get disconnected, something to create some level of urgency and get you to just act with a click rather than do anything else. Finally, the rise of the GU loader malware. Researchers found that in 2020, the GU loader dropper rose as one of the top malware delivery mechanisms in email attacks. The malware, which first appeared in the first quarter and surged during the second quarter of 2020, is used to deliver remote administration tools, keyloggers, credential stealers, and other malware phenotypes. So keep your eye out for the GU loader here. Thanks. Again, I'm going to give Lindsay O'Donnell here credit for using cyber criminals. Lindsay, shout out. If you know her, tag her, let her know. We here at the CyberHub podcast and me as a CISO appreciate the fact that she uses the proper terminology. That is Greatly appreciated. That's it for our practitioner brief here today, folks. I'll be back on Monday with a lot more. If you missed yesterday's CISO talk with Ryan Glover, you want to go back and check it out. It is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. CISO Secrets drops today with a brand new episode with Ross Young, the CISO over at Caterpillar. We talk about the OWASP and NIST framework project that Ross worked on and published over on the OWASP website. Great tool. So CISO's Secrets today with Ross Young. That's already dropping in your favorite podcast listening platform. CISO Talk with Ryan Glover, former CISO at DRW, now on garden leave, but nonetheless, a fun show. You want to go and check it out. I doubled up on content this week because I will be off tomorrow. So to everyone who celebrates Purim, Chag Purim Sameach, and to everyone else, enjoy your weekend. Go out, get some sun, mask up, social distance, and most importantly, folks, stay cyber safe. We'll be back on Monday. Till then, ciao.
We love feedback, so make sure to connect with us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform.